Hello everybody, welcome back to Lion Bull Academy. Today we're gonna make one resume about dividends because I have a lot of questions in the phone. Many people asking me that still they really don't understand very good the dividend. So I'm gonna make one resume. What is a dividend? Where you to find the information and if it's really good for you or no. So let's dive now in the computer and looking about dividends. So let's start in a portfolio example. First of all, let's explain what is a dividend. The dividend is just when the company already have some years in the market, it's become a stable company and want to reward the shareholders with some cash. What they do it is create a dividend. The dividend is just from the profit they make the company, they take one part and divide to all the shareholders. It means to us, they holding the stock of the company. What you need to know is that when they give you that dividend, what happened is that the value of your stock decreased in that moment. Example, if Wells Fargo, he give more dividend, but let's make an example. If Wells Fargo give 10 cents dividend, and now the price is 25.70. When he give you the dividend, the price of the stock will go at 25.60. So what is the dividend really? Why is needed the dividend in that case? Some person have stocks for hold it for a long time, 30, 40 years, for really long time. But they want to have cash available. If you want to have cash in that situation, you need to sell some of your stock for can get that cash. For you can use it for your expense, for you can buy new stocks, for whatever reason you have it for you want that cash, you need that cash. So what they do it is create that dividend that you have access to that cash in the moment without need to sell the stock for that. Some companies give dividend each month. Some companies give dividend every 3 months. Other companies give dividends every 6 months, and someone every year. This is the good stuff that you can have access to that cash without need to selling the stock. That's really great. You can use it for your life, for buying new stocks. Really, you can use for many things the cash you get from the dividends. But have also the cons, something that is not good. You need to pay tax of them in the moment. What mean that? When you get these dividends, you're gonna need to pay money. When you waiting till close the stock, the operation you are open, you don't pay the tax till you don't close your stock, your operation. But in the dividend, you need to pay exactly after you close. You need to write in how much you get from that dividend and pay the tax. Also, you have one commission you need to pay inside of Etoro. That is the commission that take for dividends. If you have American stock, you need to pay a 30% of the dividend they give you. I mean, if you get $100 in dividend, $30 go in commission. That's first, if it's American. If it's other country stock, only a 15%, but still you need to pay. Plus, you need to pay the tax of your country. Each year you make your declaration of how much money you make in investing, and you're gonna need to pay also an extra tax for that one. Depends country, you have something called double taxation, I think it's say in English, that you can take one part back of that 30% that you was pay, example here inside of Etoro. They don't gonna give you in cash that money. They will give you in the next years. If you have other gains, other wins, they will just don't count for tax that amount of percentage. So you need to really understand if it's really good for you. First and all, dividends. If you have really a big amount of money, I think yes, it's really worth to get some income like that. If you have a small account, really, you don't make so much money. You really pay almost more tax than the money you made. And I think that the best will be to buy good companies with value investing that are cheap now for get in the long term. You can consider it to use these dividends or no, because I was start with dividends this account, but after the situation I changed more to value investing and some speculation in the stock because the market is really volatile. And I realized that the dividends, yes, I will keep some company who still give me dividends, but I realized that it's not so big the growth I can have it like I was thinking. Only if you have a big amount of money, then you can thinking to grow more faster the account by helping by dividends. But remember, this tax you're gonna need to pay. So in the last maybe from $100 of dividends that you get a year, you will end up with 40, 50. That's what you will end up in dividends there. So keep this in mind if you want to invest in dividends first and all. I have one video about tax. You can find Lion Bull Academy, tax in other country, how much I need to pay for government. Just writing this stuff and will arrive in your YouTube channel also. In your YouTube will arrive this video. So now that we know what is a dividend, the good and the bad stuff have the dividend, let's find out where we find the information about dividends. If we go in the page of the stock we are studying, we go in statistics, and here we can find down here exactly the dividend and the dividend yield. The dividend is the dollar they will pay you a year, even if it's paid every 3 months or a month. Here will show you only what give you a year in total. And the dividend yield can change depend of the value of the stock. If it's very volatile, this will change month by month. Here in Etoro, we have very few information about the dividend, but we want to know more. So what we do it? We'll go to a web page called Seeking Alpha. Why I chose Seeking Alpha? Because it's very faster to find the value of the dividends. Example, let's go to Wells Fargo. Here we go directly with writing dividends, we click in dividends, and here will come in for us the dividend yield, the amount of pay, the payout ratio, the 5-year growth rate, and the dividend growth. After that we'll write in the amount gonna pay to us quarterly, the declaration date is mean which date they say they're gonna pay this amount of money to us, the ex-dividend that we need to own the stock 3 days before this ex-dividend in eToro, just you keep this in mind, the record date that you need to own this stock at least 1 day after this record date for you really get the chance to get the dividend. If you buy if you buy after the ex-dividend, you will don't get the dividend. You need to buy 3 days before and need to hold the stock at least till 1 day after the record date. After that, you will have the payout date, that is the date the eToro will introduce in your account the amount of dividend the company give you. When gonna give you this money automatically will be without the 30% of the value of the stock of the dividend. Why? Because they keep this one like commission. Okay, here we can find also a lot of information more. The dividend yield in the history, the yield on cost, very nice also to keep. We will make one video about yield on cost. The dividend growth, how it's growing in all the years. The dividend history, how the years he will pay, and you can see also how it's growing and when was a decrease. You have here all this data. It's very important to know if it's really good for us buy this stock for get dividends or no. The dividend safety, here we can see how safety is the stock. When the payout ratio is lower, is more safety the stock. More big is the payout ratio, it's more risky the stock to own. Some dividend news, and the estimate that you can have only here if you are a pro in Seeking Alpha, but you can see the last one. Other stuff I was want to say you, if you go to trade markets here and you go to ETF, the ETF, not everyone, but the most, pay also dividends. The ETFs is just one basket of stocks and will also pay you dividends. But when you go in Etoro, let's make an example. Let's go to VOO. When you go to Etoro, VOO is ETF who follow the SP500. And you go to statistic, here you can see it's nothing writing about dividends. But when you go to Seeking Alpha and you go to VOO and go to dividends, you can find out that they have a dividend also. They pay you yearly $5.34. And exactly day 2 of the next month of July of 2020 will give us a dividend $1.43 for each stock you own. In eToro you also have a luck to get also part of the stock. You don't need to own the complete stock. You also will get the percentage of the part of the stock you own. They have also divide the stock in more small part for you can buy just how to say right thing. Okay, for you can have a fraction of the stock and you can have a fraction of the dividend also. That's the right way to say. So like you can see, you need to look in if it's really good for you to thinking about dividends. You need to look in if it's good for you, depends of the country you live, how much you need to pay in tax for these dividends. Then you really need to prepare before buy that stock, make a calculation if it's really good for you to own that stock only for the dividends, or maybe to find better a value investing stock for hold it for many years and get money by holding him, because every time you cross an operation you need to pay tax, so you can hold it for long term without need to pay. Or if you have dividends, every time you get a dividend by the end of the year when you make your declaration of the tax, you're gonna need to pay also that dividend tax. The nice is just for say to you, if you are in England, an example, you don't need to pay tax till the money don't go inside your bank, inside of your account of bank in England. So you can see you can trade, prepare everything, grow in your account, and when you are ready to take that money, you pass to your account in England and you pay the tax only like that. So I think that's really interesting also to know. I don't know if now changed, but I was know that before was like this. In Spain, it's not like that. In Spain, even if you have in your broker in other country, every time you get dividends or money income from your investing, you each year gonna need to pay tax. In Italy, the same. So that was everything for today. If you was like the video, just please the like button, comment down below you have some question, and subscribe to the channel, very important. And other stuff I would want to say you, if you want more data about the dividends of the ETF, you can go to the Google Play Store in books. You can find ETF Steady Guide of eToro. It's a book that I wrote where is all the dividends who have dividends who know about the ETF inside of eToros. All the dividends in eToro and all the ETF in eToro. Okay, not all the dividends, only all the ETF in eToro are inside this book. The book costs 7.90 euro and you can buy digitally inside of the Google Play Store. Okay, you also, if you write my name, Eric Munoz Curatola, you can find here a lot of books that I wrote. I have someone all in Spanish at the moment that I almost ready in English and in Italian. And you have also the Lion Bull Academy magazine. This is the number 0. And this next month, you're going to have also the number 1, really great magazine be ready because it's gonna be very interesting, and the magazines are for free. So keep also that in mind. Download them, study them, enjoy. Is all 100% free, 100% educational. And the books, this book, I tell you, it's just a guide. Not it's not a book for explaining what is a ETF. It's just one recompilation of all the data inside of Seeking Alpha and other web page, for you have easy access without need to go in the internet and find it. So that was everything for today. See you next time. Ciao.